Hi, it's Diana, getting ready to talk about the analysis, getting ready to analyze Best Friends for Frances. When we did the story portion, I mentioned that from the title, even before we start reading the book, we can guess some things about it. And there were three things. One is that Frances is a main character, that the book will be about or concern itself, the book's going to concern itself with friends and friendship, and that there are more than one friend. And once we read the book, we found out, yes, that's exactly right. Frances is the protagonist. There are several different little badger kids who want to be friends and are trying to figure that out. How do we be friends and not exclude people? And that brings up conflict. And remember, in the story portion, I mentioned the love triangle, which we took out said that the love part doesn't have to be romantic love. It can be a friendship triangle, and we have that. We have several of them. Okay, so the conflict in the story has to do a lot with trying to be friends and being rejected or being excluded. And so what I want to do first is look at the word friend, and we're going to get to our analysis question because we need that. So what do we think of when we think of a friend? For me, a big thing is time. I spend time with friends, and the friend is a person who wants to spend time with me. So there's time. There is also sharing. I might share things with friends. I might share food with friends. Oh, it's like a glimpse into where we're going. I might share knowledge with a friend who doesn't know. What are the reasons? These kind of go hand in hand. What are the reasons that the badgers are given for not being friends? Well, Frances tells Gloria, "You're too little. I can't spend time with you. You're too little." Albert tells Frances, "I don't want to take time to teach you something because it's too hard and it wouldn't be fun for me," that kind of thing. He also says, "I don't have enough food to share with you." Albert and Harold telling Frances that she can't play with them because she's a girl. So it's like they're thinking of reason to exclude her. Now so there's the conflict. People are being excluded for various reasons. And we need to bring them, we're not writing the story. Russell Hoban needs to bring them together. How do we do that? How does he do that? So before we answer that question, I want to think about another word. So we thought about friendship and what that means. Now think about a meal. Take time to think. I'm thinking about a big meal. So when I think of a meal, I think first there has to be preparation. And if it's big enough, there's going to be more than one person preparing the food. That's a time where people come together. There is then the sitting down and eating. That's another time where people come together. And finally, there is the cleaning up. Another time when people come together. And what I keep saying is people are coming together. What does Russell Hoban want to do with these badgers? Wants to bring them together. I just love it when we know where we're going because it just makes sense. Okay, so here's the analysis question. How does Russell Hoban, remember it's a how or why, right now it's a how does Russell Hoban use food to bring characters together as friends? We kind of, when we thought just now about a big meal, we kind of answered our question, almost. So recap, meals bring people together. The big picnic, and I'm calling it a big picnic. It's just a picnic lunch. Big picnic. is more than enough food for Frances and Gloria. They did have help preparing it. Their mom helped them, but we're not really looking at her. That kind of made me sad for a minute, but I'm going to move on. And think about, let's look at it. We're going to go to when Gloria and Frances are walking to their outing. And I said it. So this is not, and I mentioned it before, this is not Frances trying to sneak off. She's absolutely thinking about Albert. How do we know? How do we know that Frances wants Albert to see that he's excluded? Well, they're walking by his house. Do they have to go by his house? Maybe, maybe not. So that could be it. Well, maybe they have to go. Maybe he lives next door and they have to go by his house. She's singing. I love this about Frances. And she's not singing quietly. Look how big her mouth is open. Also, just in case Albert doesn't get it, there's a big old sign. And it says not just no boys, it says best friends outing. It's a best friends outing. You're not welcome, Albert. Not only are you not a best friend, you're a boy. You can't come. And it works. Albert comes out. The thing that Russell Hoban is trying to do is to show that while there are exclusions, there are also inclusions. Let's include people in this group of friends. Now, and Albert wants to be included, and he asks to be included. And Frances gives him all the same answers that he gave her for not being included, including that very no boys. So I want to read a piece of the book because they're coming up, and this is another thing, they're coming up with solutions together. And Gloria starts those solutions. She goes, no, we can do these things. All those reasons you said we can't. Look, we can. But here's what Frances says. Frances says, well, I'm not sure. Maybe you'll be best friends when it's goodies in the hamper time. But how about when it's no girls baseball time? So the meal has gotten them together. They're going to share a meal, but she's saying it's more than that. So how does Russell Hoban use food to create the bonds of friendship? Well, a meal is a time to come together. And having this opportunity to come together through the picnic, Frances gets to bring up this question. You know, friendship isn't always you get the good stuff and then I'm not included. It's we share a meal and we share other times together too. When she asks him, maybe you just want to eat my food, but what about when you play baseball? Is it going to be no girls baseball? So Albert says, no, there won't be no girls baseball. Then when they actually share the food, they become bonded in a way. Notice that at the beginning, and I'm saying notice, and we didn't talk about it this time, so I'm going to go back. When Albert has his big lunch that he packs, I'm calling all the meals big. Albert has his lunch that he's packed. Remember, he's going to go on his outing, and his lunch has 4 or 5 sandwiches, some apples and bananas, 2 packages of cupcakes, and a quart of chocolate milk. And he says that's just enough for one. In fact, let me show you the picture. I just closed the book, but look at how he's holding it. He's got it it's like his hands are mine. I'm not gonna let go of it. Mine. And he doesn't share it. So there's an opportunity at the beginning of the book to share food and come together, but he refuses. So when Frances and Gloria share their food, those bonds are formed and those barriers are broken and everybody's included. Okay, Harold's not there, but he comes in later. Russell Hoban uses the picnic lunch in Best Friends for Francis to bring characters together through time, sharing, community, and teaching and learning. And that's a good point. I was going to end it there, but I'm going to stick this in here. Even though I'm looking at the food aspect, there are other ways that he does it. It's multi-layered, but I'm always focused on the food in my videos because I love it. Thank y'all. Can't wait for our next one. I already know what I'm going to do. Looking forward to it. See you.